You might literally smell like kindness to them. And that's not something you can fake. That's just who you are. If you're starting to realize you're a natural dog magnet, you need to subscribe. Because understanding why dogs trust you is just the beginning. We're building a community of people who don't just love dogs, they understand them. And missing even one video could mean missing a sign your dog has been giving you for years. Don't let that happen. Reason number 5. You don't force interaction. This one's huge. Most people, when they see a cute dog, immediately rush over, reach out, try to pet them. And dogs, they hate that. Because to them, it feels invasive, overwhelming, threatening. But if you're the type of person dogs approach, you probably do the opposite. You let them come to you, you might glance at them, smile. But you don't lunge. You don't invade their space. You don't demand their attention. And that patience? That's everything to a dog. Dogs are instinctively wary of strangers. The survival. But when someone gives them the choice, the freedom to approach on their own terms, they feel empowered, they feel respected. And they're way more likely to trust you. Think of it this way, if a stranger walked up to you on the street and immediately grabbed your hand without asking, you'd pull away, right? Dogs feel the same way. But if that stranger smiled, gave you space, and let you decide if you wanted to engage, you'd feel safe. Maybe even curious. That's what you're doing when you don't force interaction with dogs. You're giving them autonomy, and they reward that with trust. Reason number 6. You speak in a soft, higher-pitched voice. Have you ever noticed that when people talk to dogs, they naturally raise their pitch? There's a reason for that. Dogs are more responsive to higher-pitched, melodic tones. Sounds friendly, non threatening, even puppy-like. Deep, loud, or harsh voices can trigger fear or submission in dogs. But a gentle, sing-songy tone, that signals warmth. If you're someone who naturally speaks softly, especially around animals, dogs pick up on that immediately. Your voice becomes an auditory hug, and when they hear it, they relax. Studies have even shown that dogs respond better to dog-directed speech. The kind of baby talk we instinctively use with them, it's not silly. It's connection. So if you're the person who crouches down and whispers, "Hi, sweetie, aren't you beautiful?" in that soft, warm tone, dogs don't just hear words. They hear safety, affection, invitation. And that's why they walk right up to you, tail wagging, ready to make a new friend. If you won't subscribe, at least tell us why in the comments. And tell us where you're watching from. Let's see how far our pack of dog lovers has spread across the world. Because every dog deserves someone who speaks their language. Don't scroll past this. Reason number 7. You've had positive experiences with dogs before. Here's something wild. Dogs can sense your history with their species. Not through mind reading, but through the way you react to them. If you've had positive, loving relationships with dogs in your life, you approach them differently. You're relaxed, confident, comfortable. You don't flinch. You don't tense up. You don't hesitate. And dogs read that confidence as safety. But if someone's nervous around dogs, maybe they were bitten as a kid, or they just don't have experience, their body betrays them. They stiffen. They hold their breath. They move awkwardly. And dogs feel that uncertainty, that fear, and it makes them uncertain too. But if dogs constantly approach you, it's because your body language says, "I've known dogs like you before, and I loved them." That's trust built on memory. Even if it's your memory, not theirs, it's the same reason some people are cat people or horse people. They've built a rapport with that species, and it shows in every interaction. So if you grew up with dogs, or you've spent years loving them, congratulations. You're carrying that love in your posture, your energy, your presence, and every dog you meet can feel it. But there's one more reason, and it's the most profound. Reason number 8. You have a kind heart, and dogs sense it. This one might sound abstract, but stay with me. Dogs are emotional mirrors. They don't just read your body language or smell your scent. They read your soul, and I know that sounds poetic, but there's science behind it. Research shows that dogs are one of the few species that can read human emotions through facial expressions, tone, and even micro-expressions we don't realize we're making. They can tell if you're genuine, if you're present, if you care. And if you're someone strange dogs approach, it's because they sense something good in you. Something gentle, something warm. You might not see it yourself, You might think, I'm just a regular person. But dogs don't lie. They don't fake connection. They don't pretend. When a dog walks up to you out of everyone else on that street, it's because they felt something real. They felt kindness. And in a world where so many people are distracted, stressed, rushing, or closed off, you're different. You're open. You're present. You're kind. And dogs? They gravitate toward that like moths to a flame. Because kindness is rare. And they know it when they feel it. So if this keeps happening to you, don't brush it off. Don't think it's random. It's not. You're a good person. And dogs have been telling you that your whole life. Every dog deserves to be understood. And every person who understands dogs deserves to learn more. If you care about the connection between humans and dogs, subscribe. Because this isn't just information. This is transformation. And your next video could change the way you see every dog you meet. Reason number 9. You respect their boundaries. This ties back to patience, but it's deeper. Dogs have personal space bubbles, just like humans, and most people violate them without thinking. They reach over a dog's head. They lean into their face. They grab at them. All of these are boundary violations in dog language. But you probably wait. You might extend a hand low, not above their head, but at their level, and let them sniff. You might turn to the side instead of facing them directly. You might take a step back if they seem hesitant. These are all subtle forms of respect. And dogs notice. They think, this person sees me. This person cares how I feel. And that respect, it builds trust faster than anything else. Because when you honor a dog's boundaries, you're saying, your comfort matters to me. And in return, they give you their trust. Freely, willingly, completely. Reason number 10. You smile, and they feel it. Dogs can read human facial expressions. They know the difference between a smile and a frown, between tension and ease. And when you smile, genuinely smile, your whole face changes, your eyes soften, your energy lifts, you become more approachable. Dogs don't just see that, they feel it. Because a smile isn't just visual, it's energetic. When you smile, you release endorphins. You relax. Your body language opens up. And dogs, being the emotional sponges they are, absorb all of that. So if you're someone who naturally smiles when you see a dog, even a stranger's dog, you're radiating warmth. And dogs can't resist that. It's like emotional sunshine. They move toward it instinctively, the same way we all move toward warmth and light. So keep smiling, because every time you do, you're speaking a universal language. And dogs? They speak it too. So now you know. It's not random. It's not luck. When strange dogs approach you on the street, they're recognizing something real. Your calm energy, your kind heart, your respect, your warmth. They're reading the invisible language of who you are. And they like what they see. You might not think of yourself as special, but to dogs, you are. You're safe. You're trustworthy. You're good. And they've been telling you that every time they pull toward you on the sidewalk. Every wag, every sniff, every curious approach, it's all their way of saying, I feel something good in you. So the next time a stranger's dog walks up to you, don't just laugh it off. Pause. Crouch down if you can. Make that connection. Because in that moment, you're being chosen. Not by their owner. Not by chance. By why the dog. And that's one of the purest forms of recognition that exists. Because dogs don't lie. They don't fake it. When they choose you, they mean it. And that says more about who you are than any compliment a human could ever give. If this video made you see yourself differently, share it. Drop a comment below and tell us. Do strange dogs approach you often? What do you think they sense? We want to hear your stories. And if you haven't subscribed yet, this is your moment. Because we decode the bond between humans and dogs every single week. And your next video might explain something you've wondered about your entire life. Give the next dog you meet an extra moment of kindness from us. Thanks for watching, and thank you for being the kind of person dogs trust. Closing line, dogs see us more clearly than we see ourselves. And when they choose to walk toward you, they're not just approaching a stranger. They're recognizing a friend. Number 6, they bring you strange gifts. Socks, leaves, shoes, sticks, rocks. You might laugh when your dog proudly drops a random leaf at your feet. Or sigh when you find your favorite sock on your pillow, covered in drool. but there's deep meaning behind it. Dogs have gifting instincts, a holdover from pack-sharing behavior. When they bring you something, anything, they're offering tribute. It's their way of saying, I thought of you. Think about it. They could have kept that sock, chewed it, hidden it, but they brought it to you. Because you matter more than the thing. In dog language, gifts aren't about value. They're about intention. So next time you find a slobbery treasure on your bed, don't just toss it in the laundry, smile. Because that's your dog saying, you're on my mind. Always. But here's one you might not even notice. Because it's silent, subtle, and easy to miss. Number 7. They sigh when they settle near you. You're sitting on the couch or lying in bed, and your dog finally curls up beside you. And then, it happens. That deep, slow exhale. A sigh. You might think it's boredom or tiredness, but it's neither. That sigh means, I can rest now. Their heart rate slows. Their muscles release tension. They've scanned the world. They've checked for danger. And they know they're safe. Because you're here. Dogs are wired to be alert, to watch, to protect. But when they're with the person they love, they can finally let go. That sigh is relief. It's peace. It's surrendered. In a way, every sigh says, you bring me calm. So next time you hear it, don't ignore it. Reach over. Give them a gentle scratch behind the ear. Because that sigh, that's gratitude in its purest form. If you won't subscribe, at least tell us why in the comments. And tell us where you're watching from. Let's see how far our pack has spread across the world. Because every dog deserves an owner who listens. Don't scroll past without saying something. Number 8. They follow you from room to room. Yes, it can feel clingy, especially when you can't even go to the bathroom without a furry shadow. But following you everywhere? That's called shadowing behavior. And it's a hallmark of attachment. It's not separation anxiety. It's connection. They move where you move because, to them, the pack moves as one. You are the center of their map, their compass, their world. In the wild, pack members stay close for safety and survival. Your dog doesn't need to hunt with you, but the instinct remains. They want to be wherever you are, not because they're needy, but because being near you feels right. So next time you sigh because your dog followed you into the laundry room for the 3rd time, remember this. You're not being stalked. You're being loved. And to them, there's no place they'd rather be than by your side. Number 9. They yawn when you yawn. Ever notice this? You yawn, and within seconds, your dog yawns too. Most people think it's coincidence, but it's not. That's called emotional contagion, and it's a sign of deep empathy, something only bonded mammals share. Humans yawn when people they care about yawn. It's subconscious, automatic. And dogs, they do the same thing. But only with the people they love. They don't copy strangers. They don't mirror just anyone. Only you. Their body is literally syncing with yours, mirroring your emotion to stay connected. It's one of the most subtle and most beautiful signs of attachment. So the next time you yawn and your dog follows, don't laugh it off. Pause for a second. Because that's them saying, we're in sync, we're together, we're one. Number 10. They let you touch their paws or belly. In dog body language, showing the belly is peak vulnerability. Wild dogs protect their stomach and paws at all costs. Those areas are sensitive, exposed, dangerous to leave unguarded. So when your dog rolls over, legs in the air, tail softly wagging, waiting for you to rub their belly, that's not submission. That's trust. It's them saying, I surrender to love. It's emotional nakedness. And letting you touch their paws? Even more significant. Dogs hate having their paws touched. It triggers their flight instinct. But if you can hold their paw, inspect it, trim their nails without a fight, that's them saying, I trust you with my most vulnerable self. That's a level of love most humans never experienced. So next time your dog flops over for a belly rub, don't take it lightly. Kneel down. Rub gently. Speak softly. Because that moment, that sacred space between you and them. Every dog deserves to be understood. And every owner deserves to know what their dog is really saying. If you care about your dog, subscribe before you forget. Because this kind of connection, it starts with awareness. And awareness starts here. Number 11. They wait for you at the door. Whether you've been gone for 8 hours or 8 minutes, the reaction is the same. The moment you open that door, your dog is there. Tail wagging, eyes bright, body wiggling with joy. Most people think it's routine, but it's not. It's reunion miracle. Dogs live in an eternal present. When you leave, you don't just go to work. You vanish from their world. And they don't know if you're coming back. Every time. So when you return, it's not just relief. It's magic. You came back. You always come back. That's why they jump. Why they wag so hard their whole body shakes. Why some even cry. Because to them, you didn't just come home. You returned from the unknown. And that deserves celebration. Every single time. Number 12. They check on you when you're sad. This is one of the most profound signs of love. Dogs don't just notice emotions. They feel them. When you cry, your dog's brain activates in empathy. Studies using MRI scans show that dogs process human emotions in the same part of their brain that processes their own. They're not confused by your tears. They're moved by them as they come closer. Rest their head on your knee. Press their body against you. Not to fix you, not to cheer you up, just to say, I'm here. You're not alone. No words, no advice, just presence. And sometimes, that's the most healing thing in the world. Your dog doesn't need you to be happy all the time. They just need to be with you through it. That's unconditional love. That's the kind of loyalty most humans spend their whole lives searching for. And your dog? They give it freely. Number 13. They protect you, even casually. Ever notice how your dog sometimes positions themselves between you and a stranger? Or how they step in front of you when someone unfamiliar approaches? That subtle guarding behavior. They're not being aggressive. They're being devoted. It's their instinct to shield the one they love from perceived harm. Even if that harm is just the mailman, or an odd noise outside, or another dog they don't quite trust. Protection is love wearing armor. Your dog doesn't need training to do this. It's hardwired. Because when you love someone, you stand between them and the world. Even if the threat isn't real, even if the danger is imagined, your dog would rather be wrong and protective than right and regretful. And that kind of loyalty? It's rare. Even among humans. Number 14. They let you take their food or toy. A dog's most primal instincts revolve around survival. And food. Food is sacred. In the wild, resource guarding is life or death. So if your dog lets you near their food bowl, or even lets you take something from their mouth, that's not obedience. That's profound trust. They're saying, you are part of me. I don't need to guard what's mine from you. That's love that overrides instinct. And that's rare in nature. Most animals will protect their resources no matter what. But your dog? They've chosen you over survival mode. They've decided that your bond is stronger than their biology. That's not just trust. That's devotion on a cellular level. Number 15. They just sit beside you. Quietly. Sometimes the truest love is silent. No tail wag. No poo. No lick. Just quiet presence. Your dog doesn't need to fill space with noise. They just want to share it with you and no agenda. No expectation. Just being. And that's when you realize something. They don't love you for the treats. They don't love you for the toys or the walks or the belly rubs. They love you for you. The heartbeat they've chosen to follow. Every day. Without question. Without doubt. That quiet moment when your dog just sits beside you, looking at nothing in particular, is love in its most honest form because they're not trying to get anything from you. They're just trying to be with you. And honestly, that's the kind of love most of us spend our whole lives looking for. But our dogs? They've been giving it to us all along.